Hi Booktube, it's That Blushing Book Girl and I'm back today with another video. Today I'm here with my March TBR. I'm a few days late because I've been super busy, but that's just life, so I'm going to try to pick up my reading in the next few days here to try to get back on track to what I was reading back in February. But just because I've been busy doesn't mean I haven't been reading anything. I have been reading just a little bit every night still. I've especially been sneaking in moments at work in between our performances and during our lunches. This month I am participating in 3 readathons, so once again I have a pretty ambitious TBR. The first readathon I participated in will be wrapping up by the time I post this video, and that is Otaku-a-thon. This readathon is hosted by Super Space Chick and Alexa Loves Books, and it is meant to get people both reading and watching manga and anime. I was really excited for this readathon when I first heard about it, but unfortunately, since I was so busy, I did not get to participate nearly as much as I wanted to. I wanted to watch a whole extra anime and read 1 more manga, but I only made it to 2 mangas and 1 anime. I finished Tokyo Terror Girls Volume 3. This was a 3.5 star read for me. Things started to drag a little bit for some of the characters, and I just want to see them develop a little bit more. I know it's going to happen, but it just seems like it's going a little bit slow. They also introduced a new character, and I'm a little bit afraid that he's just too good to be true. Then I decided to jump to anime because I had a little bit more energy to watch things than to read things at the time. So Josh and I decided to watch 7 Deadly Sins. I am on season 3. I've been putting it off for months, much to Josh's dismay, so I decided this was the perfect time to finally get caught up. One of the main characters, Meliodas, seriously annoys me a lot of the time, but besides that, I just find myself getting so invested and I'm literally talking to the TV as I watch. Then last we have Wotakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku. This one I have not yet finished, but I'm going to finish it today for sure. This is about 2 gaming geeks, and they basically just decide to start a relationship, but they're both very awkward. It's cute so far. I've had to look up a lot of terms, just Japanese terms that I'm not used to, but so far it's looking pretty cute. And I was supposed to read 1 more thing for Otaku-a-thon, and that was Princess Jellyfish, but I will have to get to this at another time, probably next month. The next readathon I'm participating in is the Femme Fantale readathon. Jean's Bookish Thoughts is putting this one on. The point of this readathon is to read fantasy written by female authors. Fantasy used to be the genre that I drifted towards the most, but lately it's been more nonfiction, honestly, that's been getting to me. So I decided to kind of get back to my roots and do this readathon, especially having so many books that I've been interested in that are written by female authors. So I'm going to try to get to 3 books for this readathon. The first book will be Dragon Keeper by Robin Hobb. I will be reading this for my buddy read with my friend Miranda this month. It is one of the books that Jean actually suggested on her channel for books to read for this readathon, and I figured why not, because who doesn't like a story with dragons in it and Outcast. The next book I'll be reading is A Court of Thorn and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This one I've seen all over BookTube over the past few years. And a little while back I did a book swap over on Twitter, and this is the book that ended up getting sent to me. It wasn't something I was originally interested in, but I thought that now would be the perfect time to jump right into it. And then last is the one I'm probably most excited about this readathon, and that is Girls of Paper and Fire. I've seen this one all over. This is an LGBTQ+ book that deals with a girl in a society where every year a few girls are selected to become basically sex slaves for the king or whoever rules the society. The main girl we follow is one of the girls who does not wish to be selected for this position, but unfortunately is. So as you can imagine, there are some very heavy topics in this book. It looks like it's going to be really hard-hitting and just full of female power. So after that one finishes, that one goes from the 2nd to the 10th. I will be participating in my last one. There's a little overlap between all of them, and that is Read-o-Rama. And there are a lovely array of hosts, all of them whose names I can't think of right now, who I will link down below. Just go check them out. They are awesome people. They are also fun to watch, and I'm excited to be a new follower to some of their channels. So they have a few challenges for this one. Their first challenge is to just read 7 books. I don't know if I'm going to complete this one, but I really want to try. I have 6 of them already picked out. My first book for my most anticipated read challenge is one that I just picked up from Barnes & Noble, and that is People Kill People by Ellen Hopkins. This is obviously about gun violence. I've heard that it's very hard-hitting. I heard that it takes you by surprise. It's also written mostly in verse, like much of Ellen Hopkins' work is, so it should be a fairly quick read to get done during this week. Then I figured after all of the fantasy that I've gone through, I would go ahead and read Walkable City. This is how downtown can save America one step at a time. City planning is something that I find oddly interesting. I love cities. I love living in cities. I couldn't live in a country. It's just not the type of person I am, even though I think the country is gorgeous. Cities is just life for me. So I'm really excited to learn a little bit more about how they work and what we can do to make them work a little bit better. Their next challenge is to read the shortest book on your TBR. And so, of course, for that one, I decided to pick up a graphic novel. It's very thin. This is the Black Panther graphic novel. I've had it for years, and I haven't picked it up for no good reason. So I'm finally going to read this one. Next is a book that one of the hosts has picked. Each host has a different book that they have picked for this readathon. I picked The Bear and the Nightingale. This was April's pick. I absolutely adore April and her channel, so especially go check her out. She is the one that I found out about this readathon from. Another challenge of theirs is to read a book with the word Rama in the title. Since they overlap, I'm going to read A Court of Thorn and Roses on the last day of the readathon, so I can count this one as my book with Rama in the title. If you can see, there's an R, an A, an M, and then there is another A right there. So I'm definitely going to use that one to kind of double up and make my reading a little bit easier. And then the last challenge that they have is to do a blind pick of your TBR. So I went through yesterday and created an Excel sheet of all of the books that I have on my physical TBR. This includes all of my books on my Audible account and all of my library books. I was actually surprised to see that I had a lot less than I thought I did. I thought I had at least 200, but I only actually have 97 things right now. So if you can see here, we have all of those. All of the orange are books that I own. The green are my Audible books. The blue books that I have borrowed from somebody that I know, and the purple books that I have checked out from the library. So I'm going to go ahead right now and use a number generator and pick a random number between 2 and 97. So I guess I have 96 books. Whatever. Between 2 and 97, and see what book I am going to read for that challenge. Okay. So we've got it here between 2 and 97. Let's see what it picks. 82. Let's see, what is book number 82? Okay, that's not what I was expecting to read at all. Let me go grab it. So what we picked was one of the books that is actually one of the books I'm borrowing from my mom. And I have had this one borrowed for probably the longest time, so it's fitting that I get to it sooner than the rest. It is also a classic that I've been needing to read really bad. I should have already had this read by now. And it is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Everybody knows what this book is about. I've seen the play, so I know how it all works out. So I'm excited to get into it. I'm excited to see Mr. Darcy because, you know, why not just let your heart swoon a little bit? Additionally, I have 4 more books that I want to get to this month, making that a total of, I believe, 15 books that I want to get to. So those other 4 are Stormfront by Jim Butcher. This is the first in the Dresden Files series. It is about a wizard detective in Chicago, and I really don't need much more to be interested in it than that, but if I did, it is also one of my dad's favorite books, so I'm really excited to talk to him about it. We've already started talking about it, even though he's still ahead of me, and it's going to take me a little longer to read it than I hoped it was going to, not because I'm not interested, because I'm super interested. I'm already loving it and all of the characters so far, but just because I have so much other stuff going on as well. And then I also promised Josh that I would get to Ender's Game sometime this month. I don't know what I got myself into. I'm really nervous to read this book. This is not like any of the books that I normally read, but he bought it for me last month, so I told him I would read it this month since he was kind enough to buy it. Then I have Day Tripper. This is a graphic novel. The illustration style is really interesting. This is another one of my buddy reads with Miranda. We're trying to do 2 a month, it looks like. One novel and then one poetry or graphic novel as well. This book is about an author, a guy who writes obituaries and then tries to write in his spare time to become an author. And it just seems like it is full of existential questions and should be a great topic of conversation. And then last but not least, I'm going to be reading Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is my book of the month book for the month. I have another book by Taylor Jenkins Reid on my TBR. I've never read anything by her, but I have heard nothing but good things about every single one of her books. I've never heard a bad review. But this was clearly just the obvious choice when book of the month had it, and it was the first thing on their list, and I just didn't need to read anything else. So those are the 15 or so books that I am hoping to get to this month. If I could make it a solid 20 book reading month again like last month, that is my goal. I have a few more books here from the library that I really want to pick up before they are due. So this TBR might change around a little bit, but really I want to get to these things so badly that I don't think it will, that I should be able to stick to it. But that is really all I have for today. I will be back soon vlogging for all of the readathons that I am a part of. There will be a very short Otaku-a-thon vlog up later today as well. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below if any of those things interest you or if you just want to chat. I love chatting with you guys. I love being a part of this community. And just thank you all so much. I hope you guys have a great reading month in March, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye!